Hey guys, are you ready for dumbass openings? I think this is video number 6 in my dumbass opening series, and I struggle to. This one might take the biscuit. Right, this guy was rated 1401, I think, at the time of. Now I've had a bad run. Last few days, I've been playing like a fool, right? I've almost forgotten how to play the bloody game, but Jesus wept. This guy. Tell me what you think, right? So I've got the white pieces. It's a 10-minute rapid game. Right? E4, C6, okay? And I'm thinking, okay, it's the Caro-Can't. We're going to play the fantasy variation. D4, right? So I'm expecting now D5, yeah? In which case I'll play F3. I was kind of spring-loaded to play F3. He plays D6. Okay, so I'll play F3 anyway. So now the computer's changed its mind. It says this is the Pit's defense, not the Caro-Can't. But it's out of book already by like move 2. And so H6 is the obvious, next step from that, because you want to develop your dark squared bishop and everything else. So I bring out my knight. Dumbass brings out his pawn there to g5. Okay, so he's obviously got no intentions of castling king side. He must be like wanting to castle queen side, where he's just opened up a lovely diagonal to c8. So I bring out my light squared bishop, and he develops his dark squared bishop. So it's attacking this pawn, which is at present undefended. So I bring out another bishop. Always good to develop and defend at the same time. You don't want to be pushing pawns if you don't need to in the opening. Much better if you can do it with a piece. So now knight comes out. So he's remembered that he's meant to be developing his pieces, and now I bring my knight out to e2. So I've got all of my minor pieces out in the board, and he's got 1, 2, and still 2, because now he thinks that the best move to play in this position is g4. Okay, fair enough, g4. I'm quite happy with this. If he wants to take there, I'll recapture inwards with the g-pawn, and we've got a completely open g-file there. Okay, so he takes, I take back. Brilliant, right? Genius. Now bishop to h3 serves no purpose whatsoever. So I slide my rook across to g1, attacking the loose bishop, which he proceeds to defend with his knight. Obviously the knight he's already moved, and sticks the knight on the rim to glue it to that bishop for no real benefit. So I decide to castle. I've now completed development, right? So this is move 11, and dumbass over there is sticking all his pieces around the edge of the board. He's not bothered to castle his king. He's not developed this knight. The queen's still at home. This rook's stuck there. Okay. Knight to a6. So, in true dumbass spirit, he's clearly thrown away any ideas of castling kingside and put his king there, but now he's inviting me to play bishop takes a6, pawn takes a6, and now that doesn't look very good either. So where's the king going to go? The king's going to have to stay in the middle of the board. So how's he going to attack? What's he going to attack with? Very hard to say. This knight's got no prospects whatsoever. It's glued babysitting that bishop, right? So I bring out my knight. I thought I'll swap his knight off. He retreats his knight now. So he's in trouble, you see, whatever happens really. Because if he takes my knight, I could capture with the my rook. Then, if I persuade this bishop to move, this pawn might be undefended. Everything just looks absolutely horrible. So he actually thought for 1 minute 13 over this particular move and brought his knight back there. So the big principle is I'm fully developed. I've castled my king. My king is safe. He hasn't. He's completely ruined his own pawn structure. His king's still in the middle of the board. What do? You attack down the middle of the board. You want to open up the middle. Okay, so I attack his knight, and he decides that the best place for a knight now is h7. Okay, so I grab the pawn, queen grabs pawn, and now it all goes pretty horribly wrong. Okay, so now I hit the queen with my knight, queen moves there. Now I grab the bishop, right, because it was, well, yeah, basically as soon as I move this knight, so this is a double attack, yeah? So I'm attacking the queen, and there's a discovered attack on the bishop. He can't protect the bishop by moving the queen there because of my knight. He can't move there because of my pawn. So, bye-bye, your grace. King comes across now to attack my rook. I just slide it all the way back home. And now I grab a pawn with check. King moves back to e8. And now I attack the queen. So I'm attacking here both the queen and this random pawn on a6, which is very awkward. Queen moves here, grab the pawn, and now obviously I'm eyeing up the lovely juicy c7 square with a fork on the king and the rook. Queen moves across. Now I move my bishop back here, and this is a really nice move because not only is it hitting the queen, but because it's on this diagonal, wherever the queen goes, my knight can now go to c7, and my dumbass opponent then proceeds to resign. So, I mean, the only name I can come up with for this has to be like the Caro-Can't opening, because it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He's not competing for the centre, he's playing very, very quiet, and just moving the wrong pawns, really. It's completely awful. But, you know, it's fun to play when somebody's playing that badly. I mean, look, he's in the US, so maybe it's first thing in the morning, I don't know. He can't be high by this time in the day or drunk. So, go figure. I mean, you know, thanks for the game. Was he a good sport? I'll click yes, he was a good sport. Because clearly he wasn't cheating. But there you go. Dumbass openings, be ready for them. They happen. This is a 1400 player, played a dumbass opening, and suffered the consequences. There you go. Just thought I wanted to share that little one with you. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. See you later.